right.
Are you still working the door for a while?
I think I'm off. I'm off this coming weekend.
Oh,
and I was off last weekend.
Back. He was on like injury.
Yeah, no, he's not back, but I don't know. I'm not on, so that's fine by me.
Yeah, get some time off. Actually, go enjoy a show.
Yeah, I think I'm going to head directly to Lucky Liquor. See what happens.
Yeah, right on.
Hi, boys. What's going on? Oh, hey.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Welcome, everyone, to Our Town Podcast. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, share if you can, and review if available. We'd love to hear from you, so comment below and tell us how we're doing. Don't forget to visit ourtownpodcast.com for all the links and join the members-only section of the website or sign up on Patreon.
Do it.
Now here are the boys of Our Town Podcast.
Yay! Well, welcome everybody, one and all, to another exciting edition of Our Town Podcast.
Extraordinaire.
Coming to you from the I Am Renton space here in beautiful downtown and historic
Tacoma.
No. No. In Renton.
It is. It's Renton, Washington.
That's what the sign said on my way in. Today, guys, beautiful day to go down to the Whistle Stop Ale House and have a drink.
There we go.
And a bite of food.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they will welcome you with open arms. It's very huggy down there. I don't know what it is. Boys, this is episode 84.
Wow.
And tonight's safe word is Hulkaman, yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. Brother. Because in the late 80s, friend of the show, really good friend of the show, Jesse Ventura.
Oh, what a guy.
I don't know if you know this, but he actually gave a locker room speech to try to get the wrestlers to unionize.
Yeah.
And so he had this big speech because as a wrestler back then, he's like, man, I was paying like $5,000 a month in health care.
Wow.
Just as a wrestler, and I had no retirement. So if I got injured or whatever, I wouldn't have a pot to piss in. Yeah. So he was trying to get them all to unionize, and a lot of them were saying, oh, but you got to get like Hogan. You got to get the Hulkster on board to make it. He's like, no, I got to get the guy that's wrestling Hulk in the next bout to sign on. Because then we don't need Hulk, because he won't be able. So he was trying, and then the rumor is that Hulk Hogan turned him in to Vince McMahon.
That was confirmed.
Oh, was it? Turned him in, and Vince McMahon called him the next day and said, Jesse, what are you doing, man? You can't do this kind of stuff.
Fucked my balls over here.
I saw an interview with Jesse in the last few years.
Talk about it.
And he's like, yeah, no. Vince told me that
the Hulk.
It was Hogan that.
Yeah. And again, I mean, so then what happens is Ventura signs on to the Predator, and he ends up going to McMahon saying, hey, I need some time off to go film this movie. And Vince is like, no, I don't want you to do the movie. And he's like, okay, I quit.
Yeah.
So he walks away,
there you go.
Gets a SAG-AFTRA card, and now has a pension and health care.
Geez, well, good on him. Yeah.
Smart. I mean, he really is an intelligent dude.
He's smart.
We saw firsthand when we talked to him.
Yeah.
He was really, I mean, he's in his late 70s, early 80s?
Oh, something. He's a real person. He's a real person.
He was, I mean, as old as he was.
I don't know. I mean, shame on Hulk Hogan, right? It's like,
trying to make it
nothing
better
wrong with
for
solidarity, right? We expect it in a lot of aspects of our lives anyway. The workplace shouldn't be any different.
And I saw a clip of an interview with Terry Crews, and someone said, like, in 2016, they said that that movie you were in like 20 years ago is kind of happening right now in front of us with Trump. I mean, and then he goes, and then this last, was it a couple weeks ago? He comes out and pulls his shirt off and has the back and the bandana on his head and everything. It was like almost word for word what I said in that movie.
For Idiocracy?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Because he came out as Camacho.
It's so good.
Because at that point, Hulk was like on top of the world, right? He was probably bringing in hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And he was the big draw, but I guess he always demanded to be the big draw.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know that. I wasn't there, but
I also think about back when I watched wrestling when I was young. There was a ton of like guys that they would like fodder guys, right? They were just, they didn't have a name, but they would come out. And I'm thinking about those dudes, right? no unionization.
I don't know, they got
no
like
nothing.
$150.
Yeah.
To get
Yeah.
slammed on a mat 10 times.
Yeah. And then hopefully one day you may come. Probably not, but it might come.
Because some of those guys wrestle locally.
Yeah.
So when it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, and so the big stars come in and
It's
then
like
the local guys fill
when
in.
bands go on tour, they get like local acts to open. For them.
Sometimes, sometimes. It's nice when they do. Yeah.
Man, oh man, oh man. Folks, if you notice, if you're watching this, not just listening to it, we'll describe it to you. There is a trophy on the table up here with us.
Yeah, I mean, is that for us?
It's
What's
not
going on?
because we won something, although if we did, it would be in the shape of a toilet. But this is a trophy for Gong Show, boys. About a month
right,
away as you're watching and listening to this.
So what are we going to call this trophy, Ben? What is the moniker of this trophy?
I don't know.
Oh, jeez. Trying to think of any famous people who had a gold-plated toilet.
The crapper?
Do we? I mean, we could call it the golden trumpet.
Yeah, well, how about people call in with suggestions, and then we'll come back. That could be our top 5 for next week.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah,
Names
call
for
us,
this
leave us a
crazy
voicemail.
Gong Show.
206-504-3190. Send us,
you're good.
leave us a voicemail. Tell us what you think the trophy should be called.
I'm thinking clapper, crapper. Or crapper, clapper.
Yeah.
I don't know which, but I don't know. Does that roll off the
The
tongue?
golden,
Yeah,
the
it
golden
kinda
crapper.
did. Yeah.
The golden crapper.
Something like that. But if you guys want, we still have room. Sign up now. Drop us a line either to the phone number Todd gave, or go to the website, send us an email. Let us know you want
us
to
know.
be in the Gong Show and perform.
Yes. Because then you could
Still
actually
looking- 'cause
earn
you could
one
actually
of these. Yeah.
totally win one of these, plus other fabulous prizes.
And this is the trophy they're going to get for winning the Gong Show, right?
This actually is the second place. There's a first
man.
place that's bigger and a third place that's a little smaller. And then, of course, we've got the Macintosh
Yes,
Award.
yeah,
That's right.
Which is the Apple for
Yes,
the best of the Gong.
Yes.
Yeah,
The best of the worst.
the best of the
Yeah, and I think this year we should definitely not like vote on the people who were gonged, but until we go to do like the Macintosh Award, because last year we were still voting on people even if they got gonged. On the Gong Show, the TV show, when they got gonged, they just walked off stage. They said,
We didn't. We looked at the numbers to see where they would have come in.
Yeah,
if they hadn't got gong.
Yeah, they don't. Those people don't get voted on. They sucked and they got gonged.
Yeah.
You're done. But at the end, we can do a who do you think was the better of the ones that were gonged?
I still think the judges will need to assign points to
The ones that have
the Ben Gong.
Is it going to be the applause-o-meter or something?
Well, I think we do the applause-o-meter like we did last time, but it was so hard to determine for the Macintosh Award from the applause-o-meter that we could have turned to the judges and had them give us their points on that to break the tie.
Yeah, sure.
Because I forget, it was Heather who actually ended up winning.
Yeah.
And was it Naomi or somebody that was
Jeez, I don't know. I don't remember
Somebody
that.
else was second, was the
I like to
best of
think
the
it was
worst.
Matt Carter's clown, but
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, and I just as far as like the people who get gonged, I don't think I think that's what messed us up last time was we were spending a lot of time like voting on people who got gonged.
I don't remember
I don't
voting.
remember voting on people who got.
The judges were like they were giving them like 1 to 10.
Oh, points and stuff. Yeah, I don't.
When they got gonged, there's no points to be awarded to them.
Yeah, I'm just thinking we might want to assign points just because we have the Macintosh Award and the Gong Show doesn't.
Okay.
But I hear what you're saying. We don't have to discuss their points until it gets to the time where we need a tiebreaker.
Right. Yeah.
And if they get gonged, let's see if they're. Oh no, we'll discuss this.
Yeah.
I think figuring out who the best of the gonged would be after everybody else has gotten their trophies and stuff, and now we bring up the people that were gonged and who did you like, this guy or this guy or this guy, and everybody would clap or cheer or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, what the hell are we talking about up here?
Oh.
Well, Delancey's on 3rd,
Oh,
right
yeah.
down the street from
That's a great
our
spot.
centralized
Yep.
location today. On September 14th, we're holding Gong Show Dose.
That's
Gong Show 2 for you
English.
you
Habla
English only
Inglés.
guys.
Gong Show 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes. Coming up, we are looking for talent and we're looking for people to come watch. You can get advance tickets on the website. It's only $15 and you get a free pickle
yes,
tattoo.
flaming
pickle tattoo to go with it.
Yeah.
But you can come down the night of and spend $20 to get in
Sure,
as
which
well.
is still
So,
a great deal, and they've got great drinks.
Yeah,
They're nice
Delancey's
people.
got the bar
Delancey's
going,
a nice spot,
so
yeah.
it'll be a fun show. So
It's cool, and it's just renting. It's heritage rented. It's cool.
Yeah. Classic Renton.
It really is.
right on. Well, meanwhile, back at the podcast,
Hey.
boys.
Meanwhile, back
Talking
at the
about
podcast.
headlines, my God. A lot of political news, which I'll jump into in a minute. But did you guys see that Google got busted by the monopolization judge?
Antitrust
The
thing.
antitrust
Oh, yeah,
stuff. And I don't know exactly what that means, but I guess they were spending like tens of billions of dollars on edging out the other search engines and stuff.
The same thing that Microsoft did.
Basically,
Yeah, why is Windows on everything?
Yeah.
Was it the better system necessarily?
No.
They gamed the.
Yeah.
Of course they did.
It was more economical in comparison.
Yeah. Absolutely true. So, do you guys know what that means for Google? Did anybody see like consequences or possible consequences?
I don't know what's going to happen, but I would imagine that Alphabet's going to get split up into smaller
Yeah, it
companies.
sure could happen. It sure could.
So,
Yeah.
Google might become separate from YouTube and separate from all the other things under the umbrella of Alphabet, which is the parent company.
No.
Man, oh man, Google. Boys, big.
But that also shows that the system was working.
It's trying to, yeah.
Including one of the biggest of the big boys,
Yeah.
right? So, because that is what it's supposed to do. It's like unfair competition.
I didn't even know
is
that was
unfair
even
competition.
happening, to be
Yeah.
honest, man.
I had forgotten about it. I'd
Yeah.
read about it a while back.
And I think Meta's right now, same thing. And
Are they going through it as well?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's an antitrust or just a gaming of a system kind of thing. This was
Yeah.
under antitrust
Definitely.
statutes. Meta. Winklevoss looking mother.
The big political news, Kamala Harris has finally picked her running mate this week.
Yeah.
It's Tim Walz.
Kid named Tim.
Kid named Tim.
Yeah.
He's the governor of Minnesota. Minnesota.
Yeah, which I forget about Minnesota.
I did too.
I guess Minneapolis, St. Paul, right?
yeah.
Isn't that Prince's?
Prince
yeah.
land,
All
man.
right, well, thanks,
This guy
Tim.
signed in a law to make something about Prince. Like, damn it, I don't remember what it was, but and he signed it in a purple pen, which I thought was kind of fun. I forget what it was, like a Prince Day, or it was like a big street or something that the state passed a law, and he ended up signing the bill into law with a purple pen, which I thought was fun.
Yeah, right on.
So,
I don't know. He seems like a decent human. He won.
I don't know.
He won election twice as governor,
Yeah.
many times as a
Yeah.
congressperson.
And in a relatively red district of Minnesota, it's like on the southern border down by like Indiana or whatever.
Yeah, I think he flipped that or
Nebraska,
something, right?
but he flipped it.
Yeah.
So and he
Yeah, he's from Nebraska but moved to Minneapolis.
that's like going from one slice of Wonder Bread to another slice of
I'm
Wonder
from
Bread.
Renton, but I moved to Kent.
Well, that's actually a downgrade.
Yeah, you're right. I'm from Kent. And
that is a
I
downgrade.
got to move to Renton. I got
Maybe
to.
Kent to Federal Way.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh man.
But Tim has come out
No
swinging,
offense to
man.
the 4 people in Nebraska who love our show.
Tim has come out swinging. They had a very impassioned speech when he got introduced the other day in Pennsylvania. I think they were, and just been hitting it. The guy's a 24-year veteran of the
Army National Guard, right?
Guard of Minnesota. Started in '81, I think, in Nebraska.
Yeah.
and was in there ever since. And he retired from that so that he could run for political office, to run for those seats. So, he's a hunter. I think he's like a duck hunter or something like that. I mean, he just seems like a walking dad joke, right? He just seems like
he
the
was
guy.
A football coach, a
Football
teacher.
coach, took his team
he
to
seems
the
like
state
a pretty
championships.
Pretty easy choice.
He strikes me as
If I was Kamala, I would have said.
He strikes me as that one dad who would volunteer to coach the girls' like soccer team or something, and be like giving those speeches like, even if we don't win, we're still, blah blah.
He's the kind of guy that somebody said would like if he was shoveling his own walk with snow,
he would get your
he would
yard
take yours too because he was out there, right?
Yeah.
Or he'd rake up your leaves because he was out doing his own kind of thing.
But I mean, let's see, But regardless, he could eat children on TV, and I'm still voting for Harris. You know what I mean? Because they don't have a stated goal to diminish the power of democracy worldwide.
I know.
I got my
right.
I don't know if anybody at home can see this, but I got my really cool shirt on. My Dudes for Harris, man. It's the dude, man.
Anyway, I just I don't know. I'm not super jazzed about the election still. I think it's super important. I mean, jazzed about the people, right? Because I still think America could do so much better.
Yes, and we can.
And younger.
Yes, and if we can maintain the democratic institutions, then we can move towards a more perfect union.
Yeah.
But if we don't, then the chance is lost. Right? Because it would get much worse. I promise.
Man, speaking of that, did you guys see that Trump, it just came out today as we talked, but a couple days ago he was refusing to debate Harris on the scheduled, I think it's September 10th, debate on ABC. He came out and said, no, I'm not going to do that, but I will go to Fox and we can debate over at Fox on September 4th, right? So he's like totally bailed out of any of the debates, but he came out today and said, I've contacted ABC, NBC, and Fox, and I've set up 3 different debates, against her. So she just has to agree to it.
Is he just saying those words?
I don't know if he did or not, but it's like there's protocols for this kind of stuff. But I don't know, man.
Yeah, we'll see. And I don't know. I like the idea of no teleprompters and time limits with the mic getting cut. Other than that, I'm not too picky.
Right.
Yeah.
But having preformed answers is not okay, right?
No. And if he doesn't show up to the ABC one, I think she should just go on there and just answer all the questions.
Yeah,
that
get
they
90 minutes to say whatever she wants?
Whatever.
Yeah. 100%.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because somebody else didn't show up for work doesn't mean that I don't have to do my job.
Yeah. And that's the big thing that they're trying to push on Harris right now is that she won't answer any questions. Like she hasn't, and in honesty, she hasn't done a sit down with a news organization since Biden dropped out of the race. So I think she does need to jump on something.
Something, yeah.
But
I mean, I don't think she won't. I think she's probably just kind of
busy with all the stuff.
busy with everything else. I mean, everything got dropped in her lap.
That should be part of the campaigning, right?
Yeah, but she could spend 10 minutes here and there. She could spend an hour, hit 3 or 4 different news organizations and let them ask their questions.
And then, because, did anybody watch Donald Trump today? He had
I just saw
and it was
a little
called a
bit of it.
press conference, but I don't know if anybody was actually asking questions.
And he hasn't done any
same kind of
rallies for a couple of weeks. He sent J.D. Vance to kind of follow the Harris campaign around. Did you guys see that he was, I think it was in Wisconsin at the same time as the Harris campaign, and their planes were on the same tarmac. So him and a group of his cronies walked across the tarmac and tried to board Air Force Two and asking about her, but she was gone. She was at whatever event she was at, and so they got turned away. And he's like, she's not here. She's scared of us. Anyway, I just wanted to see what my new ride looked like or something like that. Or this is going to be my plane soon kind of a thing. It's such a bro.
No, he's not even good at it. What a piece of shit. What a sellout piece of shit. Sellout piece of shit. What a disappointment.
He strikes me as like any of the the young Republican characters that David Spade has ever played is basically Vance at this point, I think.
Yeah, no, it's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Kind of a smart and kind of a wormy little guy who just will do anything and everything he can to get what he wants. Fuck anyone else.
Wow. I don't know, guys. In funnier news, not really funny because this is our tax dollars hard at work. Did you hear the thing about the Army and The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
No.
The Army spent $11 million on The Rock and now regrets it. Apparently, they paid into a deal that included The Rock himself and the UFL. I think it's whatever the football league that
The XFL?
No, it's UFL now.
Well, it is now, but that's what it was called, right?
Yeah, the last time they ran it was UFL.
Okay.
But
I didn't know there was another football league.
yeah, it's like a spring league, but it was like what Todd was saying. It was like the XFL where they had alternative rules and stuff like that.
He bought the XFL and made it into whatever it's currently called.
Yeah.
That was.
But they paid him to run ads on his Instagram at $1 million per Instagram post.
Wow.
Which I'm hoping to get to that level. Anybody wants to pay us some money.
Oh, yeah.
He only posted 2 of them at this point.
Oh, so he got $5.5 million per. That's nice.
But they also paid to have a bunch of ads run during his UFL football games to try to drive recruitment because the armed forces right now are having a recruitment issue.
What? People don't want to be shot at?
But the funny thing is, it not only didn't get them any new recruits from tracking this stuff, it may have cost them 38 recruits who backed out because of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, those are shitty ads.
So they're suing. They're suing The Rock and the UFL. They're trying to recoup $5 million from The Rock and $6 million from the football league.
Well, I don't feel bad for either of them for having to
But that's our
pony up
tax
some money.
bill. Yeah, that
it
sucks.
is. But of the $800 billion a year,
Right.
what's $11 million between friends? I just want to see somebody get paid for not doing their job, right? But
Well, this comes right after, I think, about a year ago that the Army National Guard blew $88 million on ads through NASCAR.
Oh, sure.
Which they tracked and yielded them about 20 recruits.
wow,
Spent $88
just
million.
pay those recruits $4 million a piece or whatever that is, right?
They'd be
$3 apiece.
lifers.
Yeah,
You got to
Oh,
be in the
yeah.
Army forever, but we're going to make you really wealthy.
I don't know, and there's more to service than just getting shot at. Shot at's
Yeah.
only the
Yeah.
only a small portion of it. You know.
Yeah, but if you want better recruitment, then pay the guys more. Give them better benefits when they get out. You don't have to, like Bailey did his 5 years, right?
Yeah.
But he can use the GI Bill and he can use the VA to get a house loan. He can use the VA ratings and stuff, but he doesn't have a pension. He doesn't have there's no other large benefits, and he didn't make
There
a
is
ton
if
of
you're in
money.
there long enough. I just don't know how
20
long
years.
that is.
20 or
yeah.
21 years.
Yeah.
You don't make money working, being a soldier, though.
Yeah, you do. You get a.
I mean, you get money, but you're not making a living wage because you're living on base someplace. You're not having.
It depends on your job.
Depends on your
if
job.
you've
So
been
he
there for
was
some
part time,
Yeah.
but he was making working the which never really equated to this, but it was like the 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks a year ended up being like a 4-day weekend a month and like 2.5, 3 weeks in the summertime. Not so it was a lot more, but he was getting like I don't know $500 or $600 a month from that.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad
That's not
for a
terrible.
weekend's worth of
Oh yeah, let's do it, guys.
stuff. But
No.
But no, what I'm saying is, man, make the benefits better. Attractive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I think part of it also is just our attitudes towards things these days, and I don't necessarily find that to be bad, right? And I don't know. I think the more technologically advanced we get, the less humans we need in our army anyway, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the promise of technology.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, dude, if we dropped porn and bacon bits everywhere,
Bacon.
Hearts and minds, people.
Is that like Applewood
Hearts, minds,
smoked
and
bacon,
groins.
or
people love it? I don't know.
like the peppered,
I can't speak to
peppered on the
bacon, but-
end?
He's talking about the bacon flavored chips that are in those.
Yeah,
little-
you can just down them
Oh,
like
the little shaker bottles.
Yeah, they're not even real pieces of bacon. They're just bacon flavored.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
yeah, hydrolyzed.
And porn. It's really about the porn, though, right?
Well, you put the two together.
Put the two together.
Basically, what you gotta do is you gotta
It's straight to the dopamine center,
you gotta
right?
drop,
It's like
drop
direct.
information on how to use a VPN to get to the real good porn on the internet.
Does that make young dudes more aggressive, or does that make
No,
them?
not if they're tired enough. Tired, and then they have, early onset heart disease or something. Sadly, it's the nitrates
It's all the salt.
and the salts. Yeah, what I
Just
have
put
the
a
other day, I had
7-Eleven on every
cheese,
corner.
like some weird stinky cheese, blue cheese stuffed green olives,
Yum.
pepperoncinis.
Yeah.
What else? But it was just like 3 weeks worth of salt in like an appetizer.
So if they were to put, this is going to sound stupid, I know, but if they were to put 7-Elevens on every corner in like somewhere in the Middle East, would you have to hire guys from like Wisconsin to work there?
No, that's being.
I don't know. I don't know. It all depends.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you couldn't have elsewhere.
You know, we're working behind
Against
the
the
counter.
rules.
You know,
I love a
yeah,
good
sure, you're about
7-Eleven.
to come back again.
I love a good 7-Eleven though. Like, it's like
Oh, yeah.
it's like such a treat store.
Yeah.
It's like they got everything.
I just got a Google Photos memory from like 2000 when they had the advertisement for the Simpsons movie where they turned all the 7-Elevens into Quickie Marts. And the one that was in Seattle was actually the one across the street from the Space Needle. And the guy working there was actually a East Indian guy. And he was wearing the Quickie Mart shirt.
No, man.
I was like, oh man, and it's like I'm not gonna say anything stupid because that just I don't want to just no. But it was just one of those. Okay, yeah, of course.
Had to be. Well, speaking
else
of
going on?
saying stupid things, did you hear about RFK Jr. and the bear?
Yeah, it's weird.
Stop bear.
Really weird. You want to talk about weird? So apparently, RFK Jr. years ago, maybe what do you say, 14 years ago or something like that, was driving, and this is weird too. He's driving upstate to go falconing.
Sure, he's a falconer?
Right? He's driving upstate to go falconing, and on the way, he witnesses another car hit a bear cub. So he pulls over and he decides, I'm going to take this bear with me because I'm going to harvest it, which I think is great, right? Because I'm not a hunter myself, but if you're going to hunt, you need to harvest everything.
Or if you
eat
find
it.
something.
Or if
See,
you
that
find
they
it's
call the
great.
rendering guy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So no harm, no
Turns it
foul.
into
He puts
makeup.
it in his trunk, but it's back there for too long, so he can't get it to the renderer. He can't get it to the butcher. He can't do anything with it at this point because he goes to a bunch of meetings and he's got to go catch an airplane and blah, 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 whatever. So he comes up with this brilliant idea to go put it in Central Park and put it on a path, a bike path, because at the time in New York there was a lot of complaints about bicyclists crashing into things or getting crashed into or something. So he thought it'd be funny if he so he grabs a bike that's there and he stages this dead bear.
So he's got time to do that.
So he's got time to do that. So he stages this bear to make it look like it got hit by a bicycle. And in the meantime, he's also posed for a couple of pictures with it, like with his hand in its mouth and stuff. And I'm like, for me, it's like, life is sacred.
Yeah.
In certain
That's
ways,
taking it to
right?
a weird
It's
place,
taking it to a
right?
very weird place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the guy that goes trophy hunting, right, and then stands there with the dead animal holding its head up, right?
Yeah.
Never makes sense to me. If you're going to
No,
shoot
no,
an
no.
animal and you're going to eat it, that's one
Yeah,
thing.
no, the trophy hunting's weird. But he came upon this thing.
He came
Wa-
upon
was
this
gonna-
thing.
So he said.
Yeah,
so it was
that's
still fresh.
what I'm thinking. He
right,
says
even though you
he
can't
found
always,
it.
I mean, and so he was going to take it to somebody, a butcher of some kind, to have it taken care of.
Right.
He didn't have time for that. but he had time to monkey around with it.
To go to Central Park, find a place. I don't know. I've never been to Central Park, but find a place to park, pull it out, stage it in the right place, carry it around. It's a freaking bear cub, so it's not light.
Well, and that's the same person who wants to be president.
Yes.
But is showing us how his day gets planned out. Right, that's pretty impulsive shit.
Yeah.
Right, and impulsive to the point to where it's like, well, I wanted to do this with it that would have been beneficial.
Yeah.
But since I was too scatterbrained to do that, I'm going to do this, which is just fucking weird.
Yeah.
It sounds like a really, really just lame excuse I don't know. It sounds 100% made up. I think that something else happened.
He planted the bear because he admitted it. And here's more strange news: is he admitted it to Roseanne Barr. He was hanging out with Roseanne Barr, getting interviewed by her or something, and he's telling this story, and she's loving it. She's lapping it up, thinks it's funny as hell, all this stuff. Yeah. Well, it became kind of a significant news story at the time, right? People were like, "Where did this bear come from? How did this bear get here?" And the news was running. We got these news cycles. Another weird coincidence is one of the head reporters that was reporting on the story was actually his niece, was the daughter of Maria Shriver, who was working at a newspaper, I don't know which, New York Times or New York Post or whatever, at the time. And so she was the one actually reporting on it. So, I mean, it just gets bizarre and more bizarre and more bizarre. But, yeah.
Is this the daughter that married Star-Lord?
No.
How many daughters does she have?
It might not have been her. It might have been a dip, but I think it was Shriver.
That would be Schwarzenegger's daughter as well.
I don't know if she had kids otherwise. Or maybe it was a different niece. But it was his niece.
Yeah. Well, you want to know what I do know about him?
What do you know?
That he's not on in all 50 states, which just makes him a spoiler candidate.
Yeah.
Not to be equated with Ralph Nader or even a Ross Perot or something, right? It's like, that's a spoiler candidate that serves no purpose.
Yeah. Well,
he's not helping democracy. Whatever kind of shit he's saying he's doing to help us out, it's not happening.
Yeah. In another recent text exchange, he did tell one person, because you remember he had the video where he was talking to Trump on the phone.
No, I was going to
and they were
look
making
that
a deal.
up. Yeah.
But he had a text exchange with somebody, I don't know who, but said that Trump was a terrible human being, the worst president ever, and barely human, and that he's probably a sociopath. And I'm like, I don't disagree with any of that. But is this like a planted story then? I mean, which one is the real one?
Yeah.
Right? And he's willing to take his call and talk about, how they can work together and stuff, but I don't know. I'm just like...
Because people, by pretending that Trump is a kingmaker, they make him a kingmaker.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. It's like, it's the emperor wears no clothes.
You believe it, and he shall be. Yeah, it's just, it's asinine.
And that works for any type of celebrity.
Yes.
That works for any type of celebrity. It's the same phenomenon. Yeah.
Microsoft, according to a new book that's coming out about Microsoft, apparently had to ban Bill Gates from being alone with interns.
Oh, man.
Because he was always hitting on them. Women interviewed, and this is all apparently, so don't sue us.
You mean allegedly?
Allegedly.
Yes.
Women that were interviewed to work in his private office were questioned about their sexual history and their porn watching habits.
Questioned by whom?
By him, or whoever is conducting the interview to work for him in his private office. And then the males,
Seems like a
males
red
at that
flag.
time are like, no, we never got any questions like that. Right?
Jeez, bummer.
But then
That
you got to
sucks.
sign the NDAs and all that stuff. But it also talks about how him being really good friends with Jeffrey Epstein was the main reason for his divorce from Melinda Gates. Like he wouldn't break his friendship.
Who wrote this book?
It's a person that used to work at Microsoft, I think, and I don't know. But it's a new book that's coming out. But I just thought it was kind of amusing that Bill Gates,
He's still
richest
alive,
man
right?
in the world for a while, could not be around his own interns.
Well, that's fucked up predatory behavior,
Yes.
right? That's not cool.
Gross.
Weird. What the fuck is wrong with people?
I don't know, man. And then speaking of wrong, what's wrong with people? You remember Kyle Rittenhouse?
Yeah.
The guy that shot the two protesters in, was that in Wisconsin or Minnesota or Detroit?
No, it wasn't Detroit.
He went across state lines
Yeah.
to do what he did.
He was the guy that was armed when he didn't need to be, protecting businesses that didn't need protecting, with an AR-15 that was probably illegally purchased for him. I think he was only 17, maybe 18
Something.
at the time.
I forgot a lot of the details.
But he
at
got
this point.
scared and was running away, and the crowd was around him, and he ended up getting scared and shot a couple of them. He killed one and wounded another.
that to be true.
Right? So he is now working as a 2A ambassador for some organization in Texas somewhere. And he came out, I think it was Friday, and said that he will not be voting for Trump because Trump hasn't done enough to protect 2A. Right, so it's all about Second Amendment stuff, and then he got ragged on for the next 12 hours by MAGA people. Where less than 12 hours later, he changed his stance. Said, no, I'm going to vote for Trump, even though he said nobody's going to change my mind. I'm not voting for Trump.
Oh
It's
my
not
God.
going to happen.
Well, there you are. The people who pay his bills. Geez, well, and he did, get 3 super Federalist Society judges on that said that, New York can't, even though states' rights are all the rage, except when it comes to gun laws.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, interesting.
Yeah, I saw this article today that was what were Trump's accomplishments while in his term that he had, and it was the judiciary, the right-wing
Number one,
judiciary.
Most of that was the Senate, of course.
Yes, but he had to nominate him, right?
He sure did.
Him and McConnell together. The major tax cut for rich folks to restart trickle down,
It's
which
cost
never
us $3
worked.
to $4 trillion.
The killing of what's his name, Bin Laden or whatever that guy was. Remember him?
Yeah.
And then I forget what those were like the only things. It was like, he did nothing for the middle class. He did nothing for the working poor. He did nothing for anything else.
Yeah.
But he got that Space Force, and he started Space Force.
There you are.
Anyway, so somebody commented on Kyle Rittenhouse and said, "This time, try not to murder anyone while you're backpedaling."
Nice. Wow. And I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like if you bring a gun to a fight, you're going to use the gun,
Yes.
right? So
Yes. That's why I don't carry.
yeah.
I can be a hothead, so I don't care. It's like, and I don't ever feel like I need to. I've never felt like I needed to. So.
Ever? Hypothetically speaking,
Hypothetically speaking.
during the Red River Days parade, no, there's nothing but joy.
That was pure joy.
Pure joy.
Pure joy. Boys, and Todd, you might know a little bit more about this because I'm not a big reality TV watcher. I don't know if you are, Mike. I don't know if you're...
There's like maybe 2 that I want.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a report that reality TV show, this is by the LA Times, has fallen in production by 57% in just the last, since this time last year. And it's-
In 1 year?
in 1 year, 57%, the production has gone down. In fact, there's a bunch of like producers and writers and all kinds of stuff that work in Hollywood that specifically work around reality TV.
Oh, I know.
Because they know it's a
huge.
huge thing.
And it's
they're all
cheap. It's
looking for
relatively
work.
inexpensive, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think
Lot of
the
makeup
thought
artists.
is that because everything goes to streaming, that it's harder for them to get that stuff onto streaming for some reason. I don't know. But yeah,
How
50.
to get, I mean,
We check that
doesn't
tapes
every
now.
network have their own version of a streaming site?
I would think so, but that's what they were saying is because of the advent of streaming, it just is, and maybe it's just people aren't watching it as much. I don't know,
Maybe.
or it's oversaturated.
There's too much, I think, is what it is, honestly.
Yeah,
Because,
like
like I said, there's
yeah.
only 2 that are currently actively watching. Right now, the one I'm watching is the Claim to Fame, which is like a celebrity relative who goes on and competes in the show, and you people try to figure out who your celebrity
Oh, yeah, you've talked
relative
about
is. And the guy who got voted out yesterday was like the nephew of Michael Jackson.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're not talking about like what is the Lego Show or Top Chef or
Yeah.
some of these huge, like the Gordon Ramsay
The
shit
reality
that's all everywhere.
dramas or whatever.
They're talking about all the little ones, so they really have to go to the network and prove what their, what your concept is. You got to come with a great concept and have it all planned. But the thought is, know that the networks aren't going to give you even as much money as, I know it's cheap to produce, but they're not even,
it ain't free.
It's not free.
And and maybe they're like, well, you get 4 episodes.
Yeah,
instead of being contracted for 24 or some crazy thing. Yeah, beats me. But
maybe
I know
that's part of it.
Streaming services are not really making money, right? So, and content costs a lot of money, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think they're really trying to figure out how to make money.
I mean, Netflix has at least 2 or 3 like reality shows.
Oh, they've got a lot. Yeah.
Like the one that I saw that was actually kind of entertaining was the Is It Cake, which is
that was fun. We watched a bit of the first season of that. I really like the glass one too, where it's called Blown Away, and it's a competition to blow and
create glass
art,
whatever.
I did watch on Prime Video Daniel Tosh's new one. It's called Goat, and it's really bad, but it's Daniel Tosh, so the moments with Daniel Tosh are always kind of funny. Because he's stupid and just ridiculous stuff. But the show and the concept was just horrible. And the people, it was all kinds of reality TV stars from all different genres that have to do physical competition and stuff. And it's funny that the crap that he's making them do. Right?
Hey, and Naomi was on Tosh.0 or whatever.
You told us this.
Oh, yeah, and Matt Carter, the clown.
Were they doing redemptions? Like he does what he calls a redemption, where they did something on
the web redemption.
I don't know. It might have been for being juggalos or something, or just being cool kids. I can't remember.
But
was that a long ass time ago?
They were in high school, so
oh man, so 10 years ago.
I saw that episode where he went to the gathering of the juggalos and talked to a bunch of kids.
Oh man, nice.
That's where we should do a show from the gathering. Oh my God, it'd be so good. Oh yeah, it'd be insane.
Yeah.
Hey, like Steve-O from Jackass was like, whoa. These guys are nuts.
Was this before or after he got sober?
After he got sober.
So then, I can see him saying, "Whoa,
whoa."
Boys, one of my first major concert experiences was Aerosmith around 84, 85. I think it was the Done With Mirrors tour. But from there to retirement, Aerosmith is retiring from all touring, mostly because Steven Tyler had a vocal cord injury like a year ago, and he's just not healing from it. So they've just said, you know what, we're old enough.
They're in their 70s, right?
Yeah.
So, mid to late 70s.
Tyler is 76. I don't know where he fits with the ages of the other guys, but
and it's all ballads now. Anyway,
it's all ballads.
But I don't know, man. The first couple albums are pretty rocking.
I like them.
They're on my Time Machine roster. Like 73, 74 for Aerosmith.
Yeah.
I saw them in the mid 2000s at the Tacoma Dome, and Kid Rock opened for him. It was funny because
did he have a band? Does he have a full band?
Who, Kid Rock? I don't know. We didn't get there in time to see him. So we saw he had a whole band. Because he has his cowboy song, and Steven comes out and is like, did someone say something about being a cowboy? And then they did their song about being a cowboy.
What was their song about?
I don't know.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Dude looks like a lady.
No, not it.
Why can't I quit you?
Did they? Do you remember the songs they did? Was it all like their latest stuff, or did they do some like Dream On?
Oh, they did all the classics.
They did
all the classics. All the stuff that I remembered anyway was they did Dream On. They did
all that stuff.
Just all these pop. The song that they did with Run DMC, they did their version of it, and So.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, so if you're hoping to go see Aerosmith, I think they did a residency not that long ago in Vegas for a while.
The last couple of years, I think.
And I know Joey Kramer, I think is his name, is the drummer. He was injured his hands or something, and he wasn't able to do very much even during the residency. So they're getting old.
Yeah.
And I think it's time. So, and then Steven Tyler's been going through some legal issues. He's being sued because apparently way back in the 70s when they were big, he convinced a young lady's parents to sign over guardianship to him because she was his girlfriend, underage girlfriend, 16, 17, 15, 16, 17, so that she could go on tour with them and he could be her guardian so they could travel around the country together.
Yeah.
Did he do the air quotes when he said he wanted to be her guardian?
Want to be her guardian.
I
Yeah,
didn't
and
know
so
that.
she was suing him. I don't know where it's going to go because there's, it's been so long and everything. Memories have faded. But if he did do that, that's pretty damn disgusting.
Yeah, dude, that's not cool.
Yeah. Speaking of music, Taylor Swift, I don't know if you guys heard this, she had to cancel 3 concerts scheduled in Vienna this week due to a planned terrorist attack. Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
She is doing her Eras tour, and government officials said they caught a couple of guys. One of them was, I think, 19 years old,
a
had
couple of
pledged
teenager
himself
guys.
to ISIS,
Piece of
and
shit.
had a bunch of chemical
Yeah.
agents. We don't know. Last I heard, we don't know what those chemical agents are.
We
but,
did. Last I heard is that he told the Austrians that he was going to stab and then explode him.
Jesus.
Yeah, what a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fuck
so
off.
each
Fuck
show
off.
was sold
Fuck
out.
off.
There was an estimated over the 3 shows, 170 fans expected to attend over those 3 shows.
170,000.
170,000
Yeah.
fans.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
That's more than 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And it's a dick move.
Yeah,
It's always
it really
been a
is.
dick move. It's still a dick move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boys, I took, speaking of dick move, I took the daughter to Deadpool and
Oh,
Wolverine
nice.
on Saturday. A lot of dick punching in that one.
Nice.
A lot of Wolverine claw dick punching and ass punching as well. But we both really enjoyed it. We had to watch 2 again. We watched 2 Friday night, and then we went to the early show on
Geez,
Saturday,
all right.
like 10
Yeah, maybe
a.m.
I'll do that.
And it was
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Mike!
I know.
no spoilers yet.
Please,
but,
pretty please, because it's
really good.
Definitely
Really good.
Going to happen. I think it's supposed to hit $1 billion
Yes.
this
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
for everybody that said Marvel was dead, right?
And it has, I think it's even broken some Guinness World Records as well. Can't really talk about it though because Mike hasn't seen it.
Yeah,
Well, I will say this. I heard that, The Passion of the Christ was the highest grossing R-rated movie for years because of all the,
the torture,
whatever.
the torture porn.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
Jesus
finally watched
Christ.
that like a
It's
year and a half
rough,
ago.
man.
It is really rough.
It's rough.
But Deadpool and Wolverine has surpassed it. So
Good.
I'm telling God.
But it's a torture porn with humor.
Dude, have you seen all the videos of people like, don't go see this movie? It's very anti-Christian and blah 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 blah.
Where's the anti?
Because
Because he calls himself.
yeah, and then there's the whole like
Oh man.
Yes.
where he's
Well, that was like for a second.
that was also not a cross.
No, it was a St. Andrew's.
it was an X.
Well, and I don't know. You want to know what's not very? It's anti-Christian. It's like not acting like a Christian and saying you're a Christian. It's like being nice to poor people,
Right.
Being nice
Yeah.
to people in
Yeah.
prisons.
Because what would Jesus do?
Yeah, kind of the Sermon on the Mount type stuff.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of the thing. So
Yeah.
And actually, all the things that are like people are complaining about were things that were in the trailer. So it's like if you saw the trailer, those were going to be.
And why would you go? I mean, I mean, just do a little research on Deadpool. Watch the first one.
I mean,
why would you go?
It has an R rating for a fucking reason.
yeah,
folks.
and it is R-rated. So
Yes.
there you go. Yeah. Is that the first R-rated
exceptional-
Marvel movie?
Deadpool, the first one, I think.
Oh.
No, it was Logan.
This is the first MCU rated R.
Okay,
All right.
but was Logan R-rated?
Yeah, but it wasn't MC. that was
No,
that was.
yeah. But it's like everything's in the fold now because they went, they
Nah,
they
it's
did
all right.
the whole
All,
thing.
all, the,
so.
all the variants were fucking awesome. I mean,
Sign my.
Yeah, I will say that, and this is not a spoiler. The lady that's the bad lady, I never knew. Is she an actual character in the comic book?
I guess I don't know.
You don't know her either. Okay, I don't know if she was.
I
made
don't
for
read
that.
those. I don't read those comics. I like the animated stuff. I like the other movies.
Okay.
And as I understand it, she is the sibling of Charles Xavier in some. That's already been in the. That's already been out there. Come on.
Well, not to spoil again, but because of this movie, Wesley Snipes has now taken the record from Hugh Jackman for the longest running Marvel character in cinema.
I guess so.
As
Nice.
Blade,
Yeah,
because before that, Hugh Jackman was the guy, right? Because he'd been,
I mean, yeah.
2000.
He's been.
There's 3 Blade films?
Three Blade films.
Three Blade films,
starting in '98, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
That's back in the old days.
Yeah.
That's
That was
practical
that
effects
was
and shit.
a whole year before the X-Men movie came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say the second one's Guillermo del Toro.
Yep.
That's a good job.
Of those three, that's my favorite.
You can tell because he has faces that do this.
Yeah.
That's one of his signature moves.
And I really did. And people douche on the third one. I really like the.
I do too.
I
Actually,
might have to revisit that.
It's. I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds.
It's being Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he was Deadpooling it before he was Deadpool.
Yes. Yeah. And this is his third role in the Marvel. Not the Marvel Universe, but the Marvel Universe.
Not the MCU, but being in a Marvel
Yes,
film.
because he was in Blade 3. He was Deadpool in one of the X-Men.
X-Men Origins. Wolverine, yeah.
Oh, yeah, so bad.
No, he was,
Deadpool.
Technically speaking, he was Wade Wilson. He was not
That's
Deadpool.
right. He was not Deadpool.
Yeah.
And he was Green Lantern for a minute.
That was
That's
not
DC.
That's DC.
Yeah.
I know. But I'm just
And it
throwing
really
that in
is
there.
pretty bad.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Go
it.
ahead and smack him, dude.
I haven't.
No.
But yeah, so good on Wesley, and I did really like. I think Todd alluded to this last show when we were talking about it, where he's talking about he's the one and only Blade, and you can just tell Ryan Reynolds.
Nice.
And Deadpool goes at the camera and goes
Cute.
like that.
It won't tell you what role he was in, but Chris Evans is in it.
Nice.
And he is fan-friggin-tastic in this movie. Just
He's gonna say it. What? Yeah.
It's fantastic. So, Mike, you got to go see it.
All right.
Go spend the money.
Go see it this weekend, Mike.
Spend the money.
I'll see what I can do.
All right.
I'm hanging cabinets this weekend.
Oh, geez, at the house or at the
at least it'll
condo?
be hot. Yeah, hot and air,
Yeah, it's
polluted
supposed to be
air.
90 tomorrow.
Oh, good.
So you should take a couple hours off tomorrow
Yeah.
and go see it
Yeah.
and sit in a air conditioned
Air
room.
conditioned joint.
go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
good.
reasonable seemingly.
Dip your head in the lake
Yeah.
or something real quick,
Yeah,
because I know you can't swim. So
barely. Yeah, when we were in Belize, because Mary Clymer is a great swimmer.
Oh, really?
I cannot overemphasize how graceful and powerful she is in the water. So we're in Belize, and there's like hammerhead. I'm not lying. There's sharks, moray eels, shit that will fuck you up, right? And so she's swimming, and I've got goggles on so I can see what she's doing, and there's like everything, sharks and shit coming right at her. I'm like, gotta defend my old lady. So I'm trying to get to her. It's just like just like one of those nightmares where you can't run. I'm just like, happy.
Mike comes up for air, and she's on the shore going, "What are you fucking
What's up?
doing?"
What's up? What's up? Already done. Barbecuing some shit.
There's sharks. Oh my god, is that a man of war? Holy shit,
That's
man.
insane.
I picture
Stingrays
Mike
everywhere.
Oh man, I picture Mike going swimming with like arm floaties and a ring around his waist.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with it.
And a swim cap with like the goggles that are over the top.
Heck yeah,
Yeah.
man. What were we talking about? Anyway,
We were talking about the
Deadpool,
Blade.
Q, and Blade.
jeez.
So good.
Boys, rest in peace. A Star Trek person, alum, Patty Yasutake. She portrayed Nurse Alyssa Ogawa on Star Trek: The Next Generation and the first 2 Next Generation movies. So she was kind of a minor role, but she was in a bunch of episodes.
That's cool.
And I saw the picture of her in her Star Trek from the 80s, and I'm like, oh, yes, I remember her. So she was Beverly Crusher's nurse.
Sure. For sure.
Yeah. So she passed away. She was also, I don't know if you remember this movie Gung Ho with Michael Keaton back in the day.
Yeah.
She was in that. She played a Japanese wife that was trying to become more Americanized. And then recently she was on the Netflix show Beef with Stephen Yeun and can't remember the other lady that was in that. Is there any husks on that one?
No, just the 2 engines.
I guess every time you go that
way,
yeah, there's nothing. Chugga.
I know, they're pretty cool.
Right on.
Trains.
So she died at 70. And she had T-cell lymphoma, which I don't know much about, but it doesn't sound great. And then also rest in peace, boys. Billy Beane. I know you guys don't follow baseball too much, but he was a longtime Major League Baseball player in the 80s and the 90s who hid the fact that he was homosexual for years and years because being in that boys club, you couldn't come out back in those days, right? So after he retired, he went to work for baseball. I think in 99, something like that, he came out as being gay, and he became Major League Baseball's senior vice president for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Nice. And he was focused on player education, LGBTQ inclusion, social justice initiatives, and anti-bullying. So,
What years was he an active player? You know,
like late 80, like 88, 89 through the 90s.
Yeah, what we would consider the modern era, right?
Yeah, and especially back then. I mean, now I wouldn't.
I can't name a single out gay person in baseball.
In baseball, no. Yeah, even in football too. There was that one dude, Sam. I can't remember his name. In football, a couple years ago, and everybody in football world was not associated with the NFL, but people were like, "Oh, he's not going to make it. You know, he's not good enough. They're only drafting him to,
because he's
woke and all that shit." So
I have my doubts.
To get that,
is he still in the league?
No.
Yeah,
he kind of flamed out.
Well, it's a tough gig.
Yeah. Boys, I don't have any advice to give out, but we do have a follow-up. Remember a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, we had that lady or that person, I don't even know what they are, that went to a wedding because work was kind of forcing them to go.
Yeah.
They write in, follow-up, went to the wedding and it was stupid. Once there, I felt obligated to stay for a couple hours, but didn't go to the ceremony, only the reception. I think we talked about them doing that. They had a cold cuts sandwich bar and a couple of salads, 2 drink tickets per person.
Oh, man.
No one was having a good time. A couple of people from work didn't go, but no sign of trouble yet for them. It was lame. Nobody really had a good time. So now the joke around the office after the wedding is asking your coworker, do anything fun this weekend?
All right. Well, that was worth the price of admission right there.
I would think so. Spending a couple hours. So good on you for going.
Yeah, I guess.
Let us know if those people ever get any repercussions from not going, because that would be kind of fun.
It was an implied.
That they were.
Which is dicky. That's the dicky part there.
Stupid.
I mean, I'm down for taking a nasty dump.
Yeah.
I don't know why people shy away from this. It's a soft revenge, as they call it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
it's like a quiet quitting.
Quiet quitting is just doing your job, though.
Yeah, I know.
But just
maybe that
the
is
basics,
right?
right?
That's my job on the weekend.
Not going above and beyond, just doing what you're paid to do and nothing else.
Yeah, I don't really consider that quitting.
But that's why they call it quiet quitting. Because you're not really quitting. You're just doing what you're paid to do. You're not You're not
I
doing
don't, I don't see a downside to that. I'd be stoked if my employees did exactly what was asked of them.
Yeah.
But
Right?
it's those people that like we treat you like family, so we expect you to step up.
We had 2 pizza parties last year.
Did you? No.
But as far as like
Does Scott spring for pizza?
He makes sure.
No, I'm sure he's probably pretty good. Pretty good dude.
but as far as like revenge, just give me an ice cream cone and let me sit around for 30-40 minutes.
Nice, see? Yeah.
And then I may have to destroy someone's toilet or just make the room that I'm in inhabitable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do anything fun this weekend?
Yeah. No, I mean, if that's quiet quitting, I've been quiet quitting for like 15 years.
Yeah, I just don't see a problem with doing your job and leaving it at that.
Yeah,
That
I'm
keeps
not
it
one-
from getting weird.
There's
'Cause then
nowhere-
they expect you to do extra all the time for the same pay. It's like fuck
That's
off.
what I'm saying. There's nowhere for me to advance because I'm in a small company, and it's like I'm not going to become an owner, but I'm sort of as high as I can go. So I'm not going to put any. Don't watch that. Close your. I'm not going to do anything. I mean, I'll do what's required of me.
Not 111%.
Yeah, put in 80%.
Yeah.
As long as I get it done,
Yeah, no, I'm with it.
And so I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
So no profit share with you guys or anything like that?
No, they used to do like 401k and stuff, but nothing like that now.
Yeah,
I mean, I get
okay.
commission on what I sell, so I'm kind of based, my salary is, but
I still have to find out if I have
I just put it up there with all the other dumb phrases for things that really don't make sense, like people take the term Black Lives Matter as they only matter, the only thing that matters. That's not what it means, but
Right.
that's how they're interpreting it. And quiet quitting is along those lines. It sounds like they're just quietly stepping away and not coming back. That's how I initially thought it was until I heard this. Oh no, they're just doing exactly what they're paid to do, and they're not going above and beyond and trying to impress the boss in any way, shape, or form. They put their head down, do what they got to do, and then go home when it's time to go home.
I'm not big on hustle culture. I'm not big on making the other guy rich while I'm staying really late to do shit and giving that 120% just so somebody else can make money.
Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I poop on company time. Pooping on company time.
Somebody posted a picture of a work bathroom, and I don't know if this is real or not, but there was a sign up that said, do not masturbate on company time.
my
If
God.
you're going to masturbate, clock out or do it at home. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, I've never had a day where I'm kind of like, I'm going to go into one of those stalls and rub one out.
Real quick. Thinking about my boss.
One of the last times I worked in like a movie theater job, I worked at a theater in Bellevue, and I got promoted to being the person in charge of keeping the bathrooms clean, which I think was their way of saying, you go work over there while everybody else is over here. And I was like, I was cool with that because at least I got to keep the job and I got free movies whenever. I didn't have to deal with other people. I just went in and cleaned, mopped up if there was any mess on the floor, wiped off the counters, that kind of thing. Well, I got an urgent call to like the main bathroom, and I go, okay, what's the deal? And I walk in there, and I'm like, what the hell happened in here? And it wasn't just one stall, it was 2 that they destroyed. The first stall had shit everywhere.
That's not so quiet quitting at that.
Whoever did that was
to
like
go to a hospital.
They had like explosive diarrhea and they didn't quite make it to the toilet.
Oh no, I've been there.
It was all over the back and on the floor. And then the second stall was just even more, and then a lot more toilet paper. So I was in there for a good solid hour and a half cleaning all that.
I'm sorry to hear it, man.
Yeah, that's too bad.
People.
Years ago, we were doing a job for Seattle Accounting, which was actually the management firm for the Rick's strip clubs and stuff. And they also own I think it was the 2nd Avenue Arcade. It's right down by the McDonald's in downtown there. 2 stories. So downstairs is like a sex shop with all the videos and the toys and stuff. But then you can go upstairs and do the peep shows where you drop the quarter in and the little window
You talking about the lusty lady?
No, this is on the other side of downtown, like 6th and not Bell, but 6th and...
Oh, the one over by the Space Needle.
Yeah, kind of by where
closer by-
Jersey's was.
Yes, yeah. So I go in the afternoon and we're doing the walkthrough and there's the gals walking around. I'm like, okay, this is good. The guys are going to like
sounds
this, right?
cool. Yeah.
It's kind of cool, you know. And then the next morning is when we're doing the job. So the guys all show up and I'm like, yeah, you guys, boobies, you know, you're going to see boobies. This is great. Boobies. So then and keep in mind, this is like 8 o'clock in the morning. So we go upstairs, all the lights are on. There's no girls anywhere, but there's 2 guys with sponges and buckets
Jizz moppers. Yeah.
wiping down the
man.
walls
Yeah.
inside and I'm like, I just found the worst job in the world.
Yeah. How many felonies do those guys have? Right? They can't even get a job at Honey Bucket.
Oh,
right?
my God.
They're stuck doing this. That's rough.
Oh, it's rough. So, needless to say, the guys were less than impressed with my.
Well,
my
yeah, when you're
job.
getting there
The
at 8
movie's in your imagination.
you're going there first thing in the morning when nobody's there except for the cleaning crew.
We did do a job at the one across from Pike's Market there,
Yeah.
and I just remember I'm talking to the guys, and I'm like, yeah, cable here, cable there, blah, blah, blah. And then I spun around without really looking, you know, I just kind of turned around, young lady right in front of me, puts her hands out. I'm like, oh, hello. Just right there.
You're like, my eyes are up here, lady.
Oh man, that was the guys took a little extra long on that job. I don't know why it took so long, but
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
boys, sharing is caring.
Yeah.
What's been happening in your media, restaurant, book, TV watching?
Well, as I was telling you guys off air, that Bob Bendetti,
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Thank you. That's what I was looking
That's
for.
Captain Bob.
Captain Bob.
himself.
Captain Bob!
I know,
Yeah.
what a guy.
He gave me his dad's old TV. His dad recently passed away. My roommate Chris was like, "Hey, Bob's got a TV. Do you want it?" I'm like, "Sure." I mean, I could use an extra monitor. I have one TV I can use for my computer, and the other one can watch movies and stuff on. And I was not expecting anything other than a TV being dropped off, and I thought, it's probably going to be about the same size, if not a little bit bigger. Bob dropped off a Samsung 60-inch 4K television.
Oh, man.
Bob, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. And one of the questions when I saw it was like, is that a smart TV? He's like, I have no idea. It was my dad's.
Yeah.
I was like, well, probably not then. And I was thinking, because, older generations, they don't want fancy. They just want something they can watch, and,
Yeah, but a lot of stuff just comes with features anyway.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Did it come with an owner's manual?
I
You need
did
one?
actually, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I didn't look at it,
Makes it
because I figured I can figure it out. It's a Samsung TV. It can't be that difficult. And I had it connected to the internet in like 5 minutes, and I was going through all the apps that it had, and I was like, yeah, I don't need that one, and I pulled everything off that was installed in it, and just installed like Disney Plus and Amazon and Amazon Prime. So.
Any weird apps that Bob's dad had on there?
No, it was just a lot of it was all the obscure video watching apps. It wasn't like there wasn't anything like porn related or anything like that. But no, I mean YouTube.
I wonder if he was a pilot also.
Was he?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Oh,
Yeah, I really
maybe.
don't know.
I thought
I
he
don't
was
think
a
I'd ever met
fireman.
him.
But,
Oh, geez, that's cool.
I thought didn't he talk about coming from a long
bet he
line of
did.
firemen or something?
Jeez.
Maybe as a firefighter, yeah. I
That's
don't know.
cool.
All I know is I have this big
That might
ass
even be
TV,
more cool.
and I have to clean my room to make room for the TV.
Oh man,
So-
you get a wall mount bracket or anything?
Because we have those 70s era like panel walls, probably not. So I looked on Amazon, and you can get the wall mount kind of thing, but it's on like on a floor like
It's like a stand.
like a
Little platform,
tripod
yeah.
or it's not really a tripod, but it's a stand that has the attachments on the back that you can screw the TV on.
Nice.
I might get one of those.
Nice. You should get one of those old carts that they used to put when
In school,
Yeah.
yeah. Big metal cart.
Yeah.
And
big metal cart, just wheel it out. You knew it was going to be a really good day.
Yeah.
What are we watching?
it's like,
Lights go out, I'm
It's like that. It's like that scene at the beginning of Ghostbusters Afterlife where Gruberman comes out with, he goes, "Yeah, there's movies about this dog named Cujo. I think your kid's gonna like it."
Nice. We watched Romeo and Juliet in high school. It was the 67, 69 one where the gal you get a flash of her boobies when
Side
she's in
boob.
bed,
Yeah.
and the
she
guy,
was,
the teacher had to sit and make a speech. A bunch of Catholic school boys, all
Yeah,
boys, and
contain
okay, you're gonna
the-
contain yourself. And then when it happened, it was so quick that I don't think any of us were really drool coming down. No, it was like nobody was paying attention. And then maybe one person was like, "Oh," and we were all like, "What?"
Yeah. You're 24
It's-
minutes
it's-
into Shakespearean fucking language.
It's like when I saw the movie Valley Girl for the first time 6 years ago. I just knew that E.G. Daily was in it. Dottie from Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, oh no, she's like an L.A. rocker chick. That's what she looked like. And you see Full Frontal with her in that movie. So yeah, it was nice. It was nice.
Memory lane.
Let me write that down.
Valley Girl with E.G. Daily. Yeah. The voice of Tommy Pickles.
Oh, cute.
Man, that God, I haven't seen that since it probably came out on
80
video or something.
Valley Girl?
Yeah.
I don't know if I
83 or
ever-
84, I think, is when it came out. I remember when that
Back when
movie
it was
came out
just-
because people were talking about it, but I never saw it.
Yeah. Jeez.
And I'm sad that I never did because,
What about you, Mike? Anything new happening? Watching?
Yeah, just did do a bunch
listening?
of shows, and we're still watching The Bear, and it's excellent.
Okay. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes
Yeah,
of the first
I'm
season.
into it. I think it's really good
I
TV.
really like the young gal that he hires to
Yeah,
come in
Sydney.
and be a Sue.
Yeah.
Is that her name, Sydney?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's a fantastic actor and
Doing a great job.
just doing a great
Yeah,
job.
I think they're all really doing well.
Yeah. And I'm just sitting there going, why does he keep what he calls his cousin around?
Yeah.
Why does he keep this guy around? I mean, I'm 4 episodes in and I want to kill the guy.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit.
Well, I did watch.
They've been together nonstop, right?
I did watch the first season of the Cape Crusader.
Oh, I finished
on
that
Amazon.
too.
What do you think of that?
I liked most of the episodes. A couple of them were a little slow for me.
Yeah.
But I'm
gonna rewatch it because I think I missed a bunch.
Batman, right?
Yeah, and it's the guy who voices him is really good. I really like his interpretation of Batman and Bruce Wayne. He does a fantastic job. He's not doing a Kevin Conroy impression of any way, but he's very close to how Kevin did it as far as the delivery of the words and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
and I did like it because every episode has its own separate storyline and villain, but they're all sort of tied. So there is an overarching theme through the whole
D.T.
season.
Bader as Harvey Dent was really good, and I really enjoyed how they portrayed Two-Face.
Yeah.
It wasn't like super over the top, but it wasn't like underwhelming.
It wasn't Tommy Lee Jones.
It wasn't underwhelming either. So.
And it was great the way he did it too, because he'd be sitting there talking to you, and he'd start getting pissed, like he had, and then you just suck ass and blah 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 blah, and then he goes, oh sorry, and then he would switch back to the regular Harvey, and it was a great.
It was like
I don't want to say schizophrenic, but it was that Two-Face.
I was just say he's very much. I was thinking bipolar myself.
Bipolar, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because he was getting agitated by stupid things, and then he just would just realizing he's getting upset over nothing, and and he starts apologizing.
And the Clayface one was pretty good.
Clayface was super creepy. I liked that.
The dude was creepy too. And then the Firebug, I wish they had more of him in it. He was like a prop for the story, wasn't he?
He was just kind of like he's there to served another person's story.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I do recommend watching it, especially if you're a Batman fan.
It's on Freevee. You can watch it there. You can just go straight into if you have Amazon Prime Video, you can watch it with no ads.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see, what else have we been watching? The Bear I've been watching, the Cape Crusader. I think if there's anything else.
I did watch that Knox Goes Away.
Oh, what'd you think of that? It was decent. I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Decent storyline. And
Watched it all the way through. So.
Just crazy thought of going through a disease like that.
It's super fast.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, within weeks.
Oof.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Season 2 of Surreal Estate has dropped, so I'm going to go home and watch that tonight.
Nice.
That's that show where the real estate agent is also like a ghost hunter.
Yeah. I haven't reached out to our ghost hunting friends.
We should definitely reach out again.
Because they did reach out about wanting to set up that haunted walk in Renton. I just don't know how to help them as much, but I mean, we could definitely introduce them to.
Yeah, we can meet them part way anyway. They got to do some of the footwork.
Oh yeah. I want to get an idea of what they're looking
to do. We should go to a creepy
do.
place. There's like mine shafts and shit.
Well, should we invite them to go do something?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not against it.
They
were nice ladies.
Isn't there like a mine entrance over on historic Renton Hill?
I don't know if yes, but I don't know if you can enter it anymore.
Okay. Yeah. And then I reached out to, I hope they get back to me. There's a new gaming company. I think it's Foundation or First Foundation or something. They're coming out with a new board game. And they're publishing right here in Renton. They've been doing game days over at Luther's Table.
Geez, that's great.
To sort of, bring out their game and let people try it out.
Luther's Table does that. I've been thinking about like grabbing my Cards Against Humanity deck and maybe going down there. Find
Soup to nuts.
So I invited them. I haven't heard back, and I haven't heard back from the Goonies house. And then I sent them a couple more emails that bounced back, so I don't know what's happening. I still may stop by and get a picture of it, but I made the daughter watch Goonies her first time over the weekend too. She liked it. She enjoyed it. It was funny.
Thanos. Thanos doing here?
Well, I had to point it out because we had watched Deadpool 2 with Cable. And I pointed out that you also know him as Thanos. And she's like, oh. And then the next night we're watching Goonies, or later that night we're watching Goonies, and I'm like, do you recognize that kid right there? And she goes, no, not really. I said, do you remember last night in Deadpool? And she goes, is that Deadpool? I'm like, no, come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she probably did she watch Stranger Things at all?
She did watch Stranger Things.
So she'd recognize Mikey as Bob.
Yeah. He looks so different though. Brolin's sort of, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, No Country for Old Men.
Yeah. And then Corey Feldman has been rocking out. Have you seen the video clips of him playing guitar lately?
Dude, I saw a clip today that shows this is what I think I look like, and it shows Steve Vai just shredding.
Yeah.
And then it goes, then this is what I really look like, and it shows Corey Feldman trying to shred, and it's bless his heart.
No, I mean, I give credit, but he's on tour. He's opening for Slipknot right now.
What?
On tour.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
but
a good gig,
what's the name of the tour, though?
I have no idea.
It's something along the lines of we're a bunch of losers, and
kids are going to see Slipknot, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
No, they're selling tickets for sure.
He's
the idea behind the tour is like people didn't think we would amount to anything, and here we are, kind of thing. Yeah. And they hired Corey Feldman because he's a walking train wreck when it comes to his.
Oh man,
it's sad.
But he's got his whole. He's got his long hair.
He's got his whole Michael Jackson look.
Open. Yeah. But my understanding
is a couple ladies in the band, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. His current girlfriend and ex-wife, I think.
Oh, geez, that must be a fun.
No stress there.
But my understanding, he's got like a whole bunch of pedals, and instead of like being able to shred and hit the notes,
make weird shit.
Yeah, he's like using a reverb and a loop kind of thing to make more notes and that kind of stuff. But I mean, he's doing his thing.
I can.
God bless.
Do your thing, dude. He's our age, right? Or real close.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's born the year out. Me and Charles
really?
were born. Yeah, he's a 71 baby. Yeah.
Jeez, man. So yeah, I might stop by the Goonies house. I did look it up, and you can park like a block away and wander over. I'll kind of see because we're heading down there on Sunday.
Very nice.
Coming back on Tuesday. So,
Tuesday.
yeah, should be kind of fun. I know it's a long drive down there, but should be kind of fun. I really wanted to go in and interview somebody, but couldn't get a hold of anybody.
Sure.
So what are you gonna?
So what's it like to live in this house?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I mean,
great. We get interviewed all the time.
that's probably
Do
what
you
it
though?
is.
Do you?
Yeah.
Probably.
Jeez, well,
Goonies.
ending on something positive, boys. Just because I had a little death in the family, kind of this week, which has kind of sucked. But started listening to this, and it kind of struck me for dealing with that. But this from Bob Dylan: May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of changes shift. May your heart always be joyful, may your song always be sung, and may you stay forever young.
Jeez.
Yeah, Bobby Dylan. And Pretenders did a really good version of that song, and Joan Baez has a pretty good version of that song.
Jeez.
So
You know,
Yeah,
I
check it out.
just recently saw, I think once in one of the last two movies I went and saw, there is a biopic for Bob Dylan coming out.
yes, with
And
Timothy
Timothy-
Chalamet.
Chalamet.
Tim Chalamet, yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's on tour now with.
Oh, is he a music guy too?
No, Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan. Yeah,
Yeah, with Willie Nelson
Are you serious?
and
Willie and Bob?
John, no longer Cougar, Mellencamp.
Yeah. Oh, but they do Farm Aid.
Yeah, but this is like the Rebels tour, not
Okay.
Rebels, something like that.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Nice.
Maybe it
Right.
was.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Dudes with voices.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
evidently they're good songwriters.
Yeah, every Dylan song that I've ever really enjoyed has been performed by somebody other than Dylan.
No. All right.
Like all along the Watchtower, Hendrix version is
yeah.
like the one that like stands out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Knocking on Heaven's Door, Guns N' Roses, man. You know,
Is that a Bob Dylan song?
it is. It is. Knocking on
Yeah,
Heaven's
I
Door.
think it might. I'm just trying to think if he was the originator of it or.
Yeah, oh man, that's where
That was a
we
Dylan song.
see that Axl's not really caring if he has range or not. He's like, I'm going to be Axl Rose.
As
Y'all
Bob
are buying
Dylan.
my records.
yeah.
Bob Dylan is.
Bob Dylan. Yeah. Jeez. All right, boys. Well, thanks for being here, everybody.
thank you.
If you're
Thank
not
you.
a member, go be a member.
Yes.
Go to the website, r-townpodcast.com. Sign up today for the members only section. I wrote a little blog piece today about my
Thank you.
top
Yeah.
5 favorite 1, 2, 3 punch of albums. So bands that
Nice.
came out with their first 3 albums that were like terrific. So.
What's the next example of that?
So Metallica, right? Kill 'Em
yeah.
All,
Yep.
Ride the Lightning,
Yeah.
and Master of Puppets. I
Yeah.
mean, geez,
you're right.
talk about a 1, 2, 3 punch,
Yeah,
right?
no, it really is.
So,
Geez, good call.
yeah, stuff like that. So go check that
Jeez.
out. Or you can go to Patreon and sign up there. Patreon being French for please, could you give us a little more money?
Please send us some more.
Send us some more.
And call us on the phone to tell us you did.
Yeah, definitely. And other than that, we're going to do our top 5 next. So you got to go join so you
Sign
can
up
see
and
it.
so you can see it, yeah.
I couldn't really come up with anything, and I don't remember if we talked about anything. But this week I said because I happened to be watching a Jason Statham movie when I was
Nice.
writing the show notes. So I said, hey, let's do our top 5 Jason Statham movies, and they're all pretty much the same unless
Yeah,
you throw
yeah,
a
yeah,
shark
yeah.
in.
Spoiler alert, I couldn't pick just 5 movies, so I picked 5 series of movies that he was
Oh,
part
okay.
of.
Oh,
All right.
man.
All right.
Yeah.
So go check that out. Go sign up right now.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week.
Do it.
Do it.
Bye.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. Please go to ourtownpod.store for merch or to donate now. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, blogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.